Hey, what's up, my Negroes? To start off this video, I would like to draw attention to the fact that Baldi's Basics was a game that was made in 2 weeks for the Meta Game Jam. So what that means is that most of all of that time had to have gone into the development instead of the story, because it's just a game that was supposed to be in a game jam. So the chances of there being a thoughtful narrative behind Baldi's Basics before the new update was very slim. You see people making theories on it all over the place, but in reality, a game jam, okay, so for those of you who don't know, let me tell you what a game jam is really quick. A game jam is a competition where you are given a certain amount of time, and in that allotted time, you have to make a game. And usually the time that you're given is very low. So like you'll be given 48 hours or 2 weeks to make a game, which is both extremely small amounts of time to make a game if you take into consideration models and coding and things such as that. A game jam also has to follow a theme so that people don't just upload random games that they actually took maybe 2 months to make, and then it will make the game jam unfair because it's only a certain amount allotted time, like maybe 2 weeks. So the theme for this game jam was a game within a game, which made Baldi's Basics. It's a parody of the old 1990s game. So again, the chances of there actually being a story behind this game before the update is very, very slim. After the game jam was off, I believe that the creator had enough time to establish a narrative in this new update that was added recently, which includes this like disintegrating person. I don't know how to describe him, but in the game files, he is named Filename 2. And with the addition of Filename 2, the creator of this game has given us an established narrative and an established story from what I've seen of what is Baldi's Basics and what is going on in there and who Filename 2 really is. And right before I get into the explanation of the game, I would like people who are coming to this channel to understand that this is not what I usually do on my channel. My channel is a gaming channel where I play video games, but I would just like to make a video like this every now and then where I give my opinions about certain things or certain ideas that come into my head, like I am right now. And this doesn't have anything to do with my most viewed video. Who said that? Yeah, so don't be expecting this that much on my channel. I play video games on my channel, so this is just kind of a special video that I may do every now and then with certain games. After I was finished writing my explanation and perception, I looked across YouTube to see if anyone had the same idea as mine, and I came across a guy by the name of Treesicle who shares similar ideas to my explanation. So you should go check out Treesicle's video of this, and I will be linked down in the description because I agree with a good portion of it. And I do not want to restate all the details because his video already explains some of them in a very similar fashion in the way that I would. So in order to save time in this video and get to the direct question and answer that I'm trying to show all of you in this video, I would suggest that you go and watch Treesicle's videos too, because I'm going to be referencing it in this explanation to save time. I want to make clear that I do not agree with all of the statements in his video, and the ones that I do agree with, I do not accept all the finer details he says, but I have a bit of an altered view on it. So, and the creepy music that you hear in the background is supposed to set like the mood of like creepy, eerie mysteriousness. I don't usually add this in my videos, but I thought it was pretty fitting for this one. With all that established, I want to tell you that this game, guys, just a quick little warning, is a lot more dark and eerie than you think it is and what it looks like. So if you're kind of like, you know, sensitive to that kind of thing, I don't know why you are, but I just want to warn you right now so I don't get like sued or something like that, because this game is actually pretty freaky, guys, and the story behind it is actually kind of disturbing. Plus there's actually so much detail in this that I actually had to write a script for it, and your boy is moving on up, guys. All right, I literally had to get all that out of the way, and this late into the video, I'm sorry, but hey, gotta get it out of the way, and we are starting the theory right now. Let's go. This game has very fundamental flaws, but the story and parallels that I will draw throughout the video will prove to be very consistent in showing that there has to be more to this game than meets the eye. And as shown in Treesicle's videos, the integration of the second ending leaves a gateway to many different convincing theories explaining what Baldi's Basics is and what it means. And unlike other people who have stated that this man, who is named Filename 2, and the secret ending as a whole is simply a joke put in by the developer, which was basically mocking people for creating lore about video games and things such as that, I do not believe that this is a joke at all. Did you see that? I use a lot of big words. I'm trying to prove to you guys I'm not an idiot before I tell you what my idea is so you take it seriously. So in Treesicle's video and a few others that I have seen, he states that you are in some kind of purgatory of sentient beings while other videos I've seen said that the whole story behind Baldi's Basics is that you are a child who shows symptoms of schizophrenia and perceives reality in a very altered, unrealistic, and simplified way. And that these characters that you see are not people and are not real, but are only your perception of your school life molded into a fake reality. You see, I don't really agree with any of this. I'm going to flip the script on almost all of this. Cannot say this about all the characters, but I can firmly say that Baldi is not a person. That is correct, but he is very real. Not just a fragment of a schizophrenic kid's imagination. So whether or not Baldi's schoolhouse is an actual physical place that you were taken to, or a mental one that he has you trapped in, it is not very clear on which one of these it really is. But one thing is for sure, that Baldi, this schoolhouse, and File Name 2 are not just accidents, and this game truly does have an answer to what is going on and what the true story behind it is. In this video, I'm wanting to answer who File Name 2 is, and in order for me to do that, we must first need to literally decode the entire game. And we start at the very beginning of the game. When we first open the game, we see a friendly figure named Baldi welcoming the newfound player.
Oh, hi. Welcome to my schoolhouse.
When we get to the first notebook, Baldi asks us to answer math questions, which we were told would happen in the How to Play section of the title screen.
Favorite subject, math. Answer the 3 questions correctly, then great job.
After answering the questions correctly, a message pops up saying, "Wow, you exist," which is an interesting statement to say the least if you really look into it. Now the reason why this is significant is because if you watch Treecicle's video, you will see how he discovered that the other characters in Baldi's schoolhouse can only perform one function and obsess over that one function to the point that they do it all the time and everywhere. The teacher enforces the laws, gotta sweep only sweeps, playtime wants to play jump rope all the time. Well, the reason these characters only have one function is because they are a member of Baldi's schoolhouse, and Baldi demands order to be maintained as seen on the school rules poster. And these members no longer exist, but are only members of Baldi's schoolhouse who he supervises and controls. And his next goal is to keep this newcomer in this schoolhouse forever, to answer his math questions, because this newcomer shows that he can solve many different math problems, and can perform many different functions because they exist. So who is this newcomer? Well, it is not some made-up schizophrenic kid. No, that's not true. This newcomer that Baldi is speaking to is you, the person who downloaded the game and decided to enter Baldi's schoolhouse. Because you, unlike any character that could ever be in the game, are the one that really exists. Not just some made-up character who needs to go find his friend's notebooks, or just some sprite in the game. So now you ask, well, if he wants us to stay in there forever, then why does he give us an option to leave by collecting all the notebooks? Well, let's first realize that Baldi likes order and for everything to go his way. Therefore, the itch.io page, as well as the story and how to play section, is written to satisfy Baldi's needs and what he wants you to hear in order to get into his game and to enter his schoolhouse. Through this, he also tempts you to do what he says with prizes in order to get you to perform the exact actions he wants you to. If you were to do exactly as he instructed and answered all of the notebooks correctly, you would have been following Baldi's orders, just like everyone else in the schoolhouse does, following their designated orders by Baldi. And in doing so, who knows what Baldi would have really done to you if you have actually done what he demanded. But no, you didn't answer all of the notebooks correctly. You actually physically weren't able to. You only answered one of them correctly, and for the other 6 you got a question wrong on each of them. Therefore, you did not follow Baldi's instructions, and his instructions were to get every question on the notebooks correct and collect all of them. Well, why would Baldi set you up to fail on the last question of each notebook? He made it impossible for you to answer, then gets mad at you and tries to eliminate you when you get the answer he put there wrong. But why would he make you get it wrong if he wants you to get it right? That doesn't make much sense. Unless Baldi wasn't the one who corrupted the 3rd question inside of each notebook, but it was someone completely different. This makes sense for Baldi to be furious whenever you get the question wrong, because he really doesn't want you to get it wrong, but someone is altering his plan for you and is altering the rules and is ruining Baldi's trap and making Baldi legitimately angry at you for disobeying his commands. But in order for someone to go against their protocol and to alter the rules and make it so that you can't follow them by jumbling up the third question letters, they would have to exist. They would have to have their own consciousness that can go against and rebel against Baldi's rules. There is someone in the game of Baldi's Basics who is going out of their way to make sure that you do not follow Baldi's rules and do not fall into his system and his trap. So much so that they are altering the game's code to make sure that you cannot follow Baldi's motives to trap someone in his game who thinks for themselves, and to cause them to cease to exist and become another part of his schoolhouse like all the other characters. So who is this person who is helping you? Have you guessed it so far? It's Filename 2. How do we know this? Well, we know that Filename 2 is a character that is trapped in the game, but he's different than all the other ones like the Principal and Playtime. You can see when speaking to Filename 2 that he is very aware that this game has a deeper, more eerie meaning behind it.
Yourself. Destroy the game. Destroy the game before it's too late.
Unlike all the others, Filename 2 rebels against the game that he is trapped in and tries to tell you to get out while you still can, while in the process of being censored by Baldi, making him split out burbs of static when trying to go against one of the rules in Baldi's schoolhouse. No fourth wall breaks.
Look, I have something kind of important to say. It's about the game. Don't just... This is probably looking pretty ridiculous. Don't tell him.
Because, unlike Playtime and Gotta Sweep, Filename 2 exists. Now, whether the Principal and Gotta Sweep ever existed, I don't really know, but they probably used to. In Treecicle's video, he explains how Filename 2 is merging with the code and influences it through the monologue, as well as the get out while you still can scream that occurs after you collect the 7th notebook.
Congratulations! You found all 7 notebooks! Now all you need to do is... get out while you still can!
Which is him trying to fight through the corruption and deliver the same message to you that he does when you see him in the secret ending. Treecicle also explains how these two quotes are definitely connected and from the same guy and same voice as Filename 2. But there's more to Filename 2 than just that statement. Through this man telling you to get out of the game and delete it, we can see that he is a person who exists but is becoming corrupted, and his body is being taken and dismantled by Baldi, who is basically, in a way, trying to take his soul and existence away and totally trap him in the game. And the distorted image of Baldi that shows up in the office with Filename 2 reveals that Baldi is not necessarily a person, but some kind of corrupted abstract being that is in control of the game and can take away and dismantle the existence of his victims. Okay, I know that sounds crazy and it sounds like I'm just some big nerd that's just going on about nothing, but just try to hear me out. Stay with me here real quick, okay? There's also more ways that we can conclusively say that Filename 2 messes with the game. We notice that whenever Filename 2 talks, his voice is engulfed in static due to him being corrupted by Baldi and almost unable to speak his own mind. So it makes sense that Filename 2 would have altered the third question to be a loud, gargled mess of static in order to keep you away from answering it. So that you could really escape, instead of leaving you there able to answer all the questions regularly and falling right into Baldi's trap by obeying him, and causing him to be able to take your existence like he has all the others, and is currently doing to Filename 2. This static is so loud and out of level with Baldi's voice that it is certain to say Baldi did not insert this corrupted data intentionally, but this was sloppily forced in by someone else which was file name 2. This makes even more sense when you consider that in order to get the secret ending and find file name 2, you have to get absolutely every question wrong and be in total defiance of Baldi's rules and ruin his plan, which makes him angrier with each problem that you get wrong. The static voice screaming after the collection of the 7th notebook is file name 2. And file name 2 even goes as far as trying to fight through the corruption of the game in order to change the description of the game on the game page, screaming at you to not download it so that you don't become corrupted like him, which in return kind of backfired because it made people want to download it even more. So this game is actually really creepy, but it leaves one question. Who is file name 2? And why is he trying to help you? Well, that's because file name 2 is your friend who went to eating practice, which the banana is most likely a clue to this. This shows that Baldi was lying to you about his motives and the true story, and that your friend didn't really go to eating practice, but is actually trapped in the schoolhouse. And in order to see him, you gotta collect all 7 of his notebooks, but you have to collect his notebooks in a way of complete defiance, refusing to work with Baldi's system in the schoolhouse in order to truly find him and escape. Because just like you, your friend also existed, and he went into the game just like you, but fell for the trap that he is trying to help you avoid and escape, which makes Baldi legitimately angry. And his very generic name, being file name 2, shows that his existence is becoming infused with the game, to the point that his name is not even a name anymore, but a generic coding term. Yo, did you like that screen fade out? I thought it added to like the intensity. Well, guys, I've been Wavis. Subscribe for more gaming videos. And I will see you guys later. God bless. Yeah, silence now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. I would honestly really like to hear them. But other than that, silence. Great.